We won't have time for questions, so we'll move on to our next presenter, who is Andrew Grove, Managing Director and CEO of Chesser Resources. Andrew is a geologist who has over 30 years technical, commercial and financial experience in the global resource industry, including 14 years with Macquarie Bank's mining finance team. Andrew has significant operational and management experience across all phases of the mining industry, from exploration through development and operations over a broad range of commodities and geographies, including extensive African experience. Andrew has a geology degree from the West Australian School of Mines and a master's degree in mineral and energy economics. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney, and thanks to the Diggers and Dealers Forum to allow us to present Chesser to you. So I'm going to take you to a somewhat parallel universe, the other WA, West Africa, where there are numerous ASX-listed companies finding new gold deposits in underexplored terrains, delivering gold at lower costs than their Australian peers, and we don't seem to have a significant labour shortage. Disclaimer is read. So essentially, Chesser is a Senegal-focused gold company. We have 877 square kilometres over prospective geological terrains, but most of our work has been focused on the BASELOAD project in eastern Senegal, which overlays a very underexplored portion of the Senegal-Mali shear zone and has neighbouring world-class gold mines in Loulou, Gounkoto, Fekola, just over the border in Mali. We made our maiden discovery in mid-2020 over the areas A and D in the northeast of the tenement. We delivered a maiden resource estimate in November 21 of 781,000 ounces, but importantly that has quite shallow and high-grade components to that deposit. In March we wrapped a scoping study around that demonstrated a very simple, technically robust, high-value development opportunity that lies over that maiden resource estimate. But importantly, we see that resource is growing and will add a significant amount of value to what is the start of our development story. And we're moving towards a development story and in the next 1 to 2 years be in a position to actually start building this project. Corporate snapshot, $4 million, we're all undervalued. Ended the quarter with just under $12 million in cash. The board's ably led by Mark Connolly, who's a significant West African experience, including in Senegal, and he was a member of the board for the Toro project, the company that built Mako that now lives in Resolute, and he's also had over the border had some experience with Papillon and Oklo. In country, we're ably led by our exploration manager, Gareth O'Donovan, and Boubacar Tierra. So in summary, in the work what I'm going to set out today is sort of a 4-point thing. We've got a critical baseload that is a real development project in itself, but we see that's growing. We see a clear pathway to increasing that mining inventory to over 1 million ounces this year, and that will feed into a development scenario that is not too far away. So this is a snapshot of our tenements. We've only just recently got approved the Mauritiu and Bundala tenements. We haven't done much work, but you can see on the eastern side the BASELOAD project. It's near the border, and that's where our main focus has been to date. And I've talked about what we've discovered, but in reality, there's new discoveries being made, and we think we're going to incrementally add to that resource base over the coming years, and it will deliver over a long period of time. More regionally, it's getting a lot of focus, and we're getting active exploration around us by Barrick Gold, who have got most of the tenement package around us. So if we look at the maiden resource, and it's only the start, we've found some more stuff that we will look at, we'll present to you today. But it's essentially in 2 adjacent pits. Area D is a shallow, high-grade oxide deposit that starts at 10 metres from surface, and it will drive our early economics. And area A is a horizontal lode sitting at about 50 to 60 metres. But importantly, in that 780,000 ounces at 1.6, there's nearly 500,000 ounces at 3. And you can see as we sort of skip through and cut off, reduce the lower grade blocks, this is a plus 2 gram blocks. It forms 2 very large contiguous high grade zones. We believe it's a low risk resource 70% of that resource is indicated, and most of it converts into a mining inventory under the scoping study. And we've delivered these ounces reasonably economically at $11 an ounce, and for that, I think it's going to increase. So have a look at that. So look at this. These are the physical metrics of the feasibility study, or the scoping study. Sorry. So it's essentially a technically simple, economically robust project. 7.5 years, producing circa 700,000 ounces a year. The key attributes are life of mine strip ratio is only 2.8. The first 2 years is just 1.9. The metallurgy at this point looks very robust, and we've used 94, but the test work's sort of indicating 96% recovery. And the scoping study is only over A and D, and we'll show you where we're going to add resources in the near term. And we've commenced our feasibility study activities over the project area. So those physical components of the project lead to really, really strong economics. So our all-in site costs are estimated at $820 an ounce. Importantly, the first 2 years of production is circa $550 an ounce and produce 244,000 ounces, which drives, rapid payback of our initial $160 million capital within 18 months at any gold price you want to look at, any realistic gold price. NPV at $418 million at $1,800 gold, but that's sort of $320 million at $1,600 gold. So it is very economically robust, and it's only going to get better as we add ounces to that mine plan. So how are we going to add ounces? How are we going to get to the million ounces? This new discovery, Karakara, was made in December last year. It's only 1 kilometre south of the main resource areas at Area D. We've defined to date high-grade mineralisation over 200 metres. We've got more drilling results to come to the southern end of that resource. We've finished our drilling program with the onset of the wet, so these results will be flowing through in the near term, and after we get those results, we'll wrap a maiden resource estimate around. But it's continuous high-grade mineralisation. It's probably shallower than Area A, and it's a similar geological setting as Area A, so we'd expect that to actually reduce our strip ratio and slightly increase our grades, and we've included this in our metallurgical test work, so we'll understand it fully by the time we get to the reserve, or the scoping study, the feasibility study. Outside of the discovery areas, it's a fairly extensive gold anomalous system on our tenements. Historically, this area has been covered by laterite, and historical exploration methodologies didn't show the extent of the potential of this area until Chesser came in and undertook a auger sampling program to sample below the laterites. A very significant geochemical footprint emerged, and subsequently Barrick have done the same and really defined a 15 by 15 kilometre anomalous system on Senegal Mali shear zone rocks that look like Lulu and Gonkoto. So, there's a lot of exploration, and drilling has only commenced in the last 3 years on this project, so there's a lot more to go. It's a little bit structurally complicated, so all we've been doing is finding the near-surface mineralisation that's expressing itself by geochemistry. We're all looking for a way to target the depth potential of this area, and as we get more information, hopefully we'll be able to deliver more results at depth. But we've got resources at Area A and D, should have some expansion on those. Karakara coming in, we're drilling down the western splay, down this, if I get the right button, western splay here, where historical drilling has shown near surface mineralisation. There's a new exciting artisanal activity down here with rock chips averaging 3.5 grams per tonne. We've put 2 diamond holes onto that, and we're eagerly awaiting those results. Further to the south, at 14 kilometres to the south, there's a 600 metre long quartz vein that we drilled and released the results on recently that is consistently mineralised over that time, and being, the artisanals are on that at the moment. It's just showing there's more styles of mineralisation evolving in this area as we do more work and understand it. So pipeline to production, We've commenced our DFS activities, including ESIA work. We've done our first field surveys for the dry season, and it's currently the wet season, so that next survey will happen in September. Detailed metallurgy is underway at ALS in Perth under the supervision of Mintrex. We target to have the DFS and ESIA completed mid-next year. We are engaging with the government and the local communities now, but the official licensing process can happen once we've completed those two studies and submitted our applications to the government. And I've allocated a year to get to that point. Hopefully our relationships will speed that along. But at that point, we're expecting to deliver plus 1 million ounces, 10 years, 100,000 ounce type project, which is, eminently doable for a company our size. And it puts us into the consolidation, or into the development that's going to happen in this region. This is a snapshot of our neighbours Barrick's publicly released results. The red blobs are the auger geochemistry anomaly. It's a massively underexplored system that you can see is just across the border from Gonkotto. That north-south anomaly trends straight into Lulu. Same host rock, same alteration. Barrick are very excited about the potential. What they've been finding to date is similar to what we've found, smaller, high-grade deposits at 1 to 300,000 ounces. Their most advanced project is Kobe West, which is right on our border. Again, it looks, all intensive purposes, in size, scale and style to our Area A discovery. Just in the last month or so, they found some more auger drilling. There's new results for them, sort of 20 to 30 metres at 3 grams in air core drilling. So there's a lot more to be discovered, and in a very short period of time we've already delivered a lot. But what we're aiming to do is put Chester right in the middle of that. So we can either, if we get the opportunity to build a plant there, then obviously over time those resources get consolidated. The big question is whether it's a Barrick scale project or a Chester scale project. Either way, we're going to be in the middle. In terms of valuation, there's already a big gap between what the scoping study says and the market capitalisation, and what the scoping study will say, or what the feasibility will say when we've added another 200,000 or 300,000 ounces to the program. But a direct metric is the Oklo transaction is currently underway, similar resource base, and you can see the valuation differential there as well. So there's a big gap to be filled, and we'll work very hard to keep delivering the results and to inform the market to fill that gap. So, look, in summary, we've got a project. The economics are very strong, and it's only going to get better as we deliver more ounces into that mine plan, and we can already show where those ounces are coming. But they'll keep delivering ounces over time, and we're on the road to production. So, it's a pretty exciting time for Chester. We've achieved a lot in a pretty short period of time, and hopefully we'll keep delivering. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. We have time for questions, so if there's any from the floor, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we have one that's come through for you. So it looks like there's a lot of discoveries emerging in the Diamba Sud area. What, in your view, is the likelihood of consolidation actions?
Look, those assets belong together in one shape or form over time. So we've got a good relationship with our neighbours in Barrick. We have a cooperation data sharing agreement with them. They're very encouraged about the potential for this to hold a Gonkotto or a Lulu, because it looks exactly the same, and it's within a kilometre of Gonkotto. So they're going to keep exploring, but what it's shown to date is it's delivering these really small high-grade deposits, and they're not interconnected easily, so even if it's repeated at depth, it's still the smaller high-grade things which will suit us better. Obviously, if we've got a mill in the area, that all comes to us. And I guess if Barrick finds something big, then they consolidate everything. So.
Great. Thanks, Andrew. Please put your hands together.
Thank you.